Hello friends, welcome to my channel Sushant. Today we are at the next topic, that is indicators of queen sacrifice. In the last lesson we saw how to identify when the queen sacrifice would happen. We saw three conditions. One, the queen is given up seeing that all other pieces are active. The king's safety is compromised by giving the queen sacrifice, and after the sacrifice the moves which happen are forced. So usually checks keep on happening. So today we have got three very interesting cases. Let's start with the easy one. To try to solve this one, it's white to play and win, and white starts of course with the forcing move. He wants the rook to penetrate f7. So comes c, q g7 check. I think this you must have solved. It's not very difficult. So bishop into g7 forced, rook f7, kd6, and it's necessary to see the move. Knight b5 check, king has to come to d5, c4 check, king is forced to e4, and then what happens? Let's see. So knight b5 forces kd5, c4 check, king e4, and see re1, and it's checkmate. Let's go to the next one. This is the second position and bit complicated one. Here the nature of sacrifice is bit different. So far we have seen only forced moves happening, so I thought let's introduce another one. Here see black's back rank is not weak, king has square on g7, but see the rook on c8. The c5 knight is pinned to the rook on c8, and see it looks like something is about to happen. Like here there is the move queen a6, after knight a6, rook c8. The good thing about this for white is he has not sacrificed much. See, for the queen he already got rook and knight, which is see not good enough, but it's not much also. And what is happening there next is see king is coming to g7. This is where many people leave this position thinking that it's too slow. Let's say bishop c3, then maybe f6 over there. But white finds the unusual move ng4. See the waiting move here blocks the f6 and the h6 squares, and see the black king is caught in a mating net. There are multiple threats there. Let's play and see. Queen a6, na6, rook c8, kg7, and the see very stunning kind of move knight g4, waiting move, and there are two deadly threats here. Let's look at some variations. If black plays e5 to stop bishop c3, let's see that first. Now comes the good move bd8. It's game over. See, there is no respite from the check on f6, and even after queen e6, bf6, forced to give up queen f6, knight f6, kf6, and see rook d6 or c6 check, and the knight on a6 is lost. So black remains a whole rook down. Let's look at the moves f5 and h5. They are also of no use. Let's see. If f5, then see bishop c3 check, e5 forced. Otherwise if king f7, then knight h6 mates instantly. So e5, bishop e5 check, kf7, knight h6, ke6, and you must have noted rook c6, q d6, rook d6, and even the knight on a6 is lost. So that makes white a rook, bishop, and a knight up. Let's look at the move h5 now. After h5 also see bishop c3 check, king h7, and see rook h8 mates. If f6, then there was just bishop f6. In the game black tried the move queen a3, freeing the e7 square, and see after bishop c3 check, to try to calculate from here, it's a forced win of course. There comes f6, bishop f6, and king f7. Here too it looks as if black can bail himself out, but see the stunning move rook h7, and see the black king is caught in a net here. Lot of material is on stake, and see only move perhaps e5. Black didn't play e5 in the game, but see after rook h7, k e6, and see rook takes b7. Here to see two rooks and a bishop for the queen, plus there are a lot of threats like rook e7. Black plays qb4, and after qb4 see rook check, king g8, and you must have noted if k e8, then there was rook d8 mate, and after kg8 see rook d8 check, king takes h7, and rook h8 checkmates. So white won in a stunning fashion. Here only thing was all the moves were not checks. Let's look at the last position now. A first look at the position suggests that white may be somewhat better, but definitely not winning. See, it is white who has 3 developed pieces and black has 4. So why should white be winning, right? This is what first comes to our mind. But see the poor placing of the black king on e8. White is about to threaten bishop b5, which causes lot of trouble. Secondly, black has developed the c8 bishop to g4, which often becomes a case of early pin. Very early pin can be bad for the player using it. Okay, so here white starts looking at the move, see, knight e5. Brilliant idea. Knight moves away from the c file, threatens rook c1, and see bishop b5 is also a threat. Let's keep the move knight c e5. After knight c e5, see g4 is attacked firstly. So there is a small threat of not only rook c1 but knight g4, and maybe rook c1 idea, knight d4. So black takes on e5, and now see black must have not expected the move knight e5. This must have come as a shock. Now see two big problems. One is bb5 check, and other is the hanging bishop on g4. White had to calculate precisely that his 2 bishops, knight and the rook, can cause serious damage. But as is often the case, the lone king and queen, they are not great defenders against many minor pieces. So see, let's say bd7 here. Then see just knight takes, queen takes, knight takes, and see bb5. Not only white is a pawn up here, he has the strong bishop pair and extra development. So with ke2 and rook d1 coming up, it's a winning position for white, of course. But I think this was the best that black had. In the game, black went with bd1, as was the case in the olden days. Grab material. If we can't see a forced mate, just going for the material. So here see white of course saw further. He went with bb5 check. 2 lines emerge here. One is nd7, to which see bd7, kd8, and here is the very simple and strong rook d1. Currently see there are just 2 minor pieces for the queen, but see the numerous threats. One is nf7 mate, another is nc6, and if the queen moves, we can choose between these plus bishop c6 check, kc7, and just take on a8. So we will have 3 pieces for the queen, rook, bishop, and a knight, which is of course winning. Black plays kd8 in the game, and now white forces a mate here with rook d1 check, king c8, of course necessary, nd7, rook d7 was lost, and now see ba6 check, kb8. Do try to calculate these positions before checking with my moves, and here comes the stunning move, see, knight c6 check. It's a forced mate now, see, black has to take qc6, and now see bishop e5 check. Time to resign, since if queen c7 then rook d8 mates instantly, and the only try qd6, and white goes rook c1. See what a move. Black, who was just trying to defend with his queen, see, is unable to do anything against the threat of rook c8. Queen e5 then rc8 mates, and if queen c7 then just bishop takes c7 and checkmate. All black pieces you note here are paralyzed. So I hope you found this lesson useful and instructive. Do let me know in the comments below. Thanks for your time.